Hey everybody, welcome to DVTV in Space. It's Friday, July the 14th, and we're going to talk to you today about a lot of stuff going on in the news, but we're going to start out with the Wedding Expo and Party, which is something that Dallas Voice puts on each year, and it's coming up on July the 23rd, and we have a special guest here today to talk to us. Two special guests.
That's right.
To talk to us today about the Wedding Expo. We've got Brandy is here as usual.
As usual. OG crew, right?
The OG crew, yes.
OG crew.
I'm Tammy Nash. I'm the editor. And we have Leo Cusimano, who is Dallas Voice publisher, and Jeff Cusimano is, as I say, the executive assistant down there to the publisher.
That's right.
It's a good
Leo's going to talk to us about the Wedding Expo and tell us everything that's going on and what people need to know to participate.
Well, we really have an ultra amazing event for you. It's right behind us here on the big screen. You can see it behind me. And this is our third wedding party and expo. And we really call it a party because it's more than just an expo. We really have a lot of fun there. There's lots of live entertainment, lots of food to eat, free cake, and it's just an amazing event. So this is, we're going back to the first wedding party expo that we had at the Hilton Anatole Hotel. And it's going to be in the Coronado Ballroom on Sunday, July 23rd. And this year, it's a 3-hour event instead of a 4-hour event. It's a little easier on everyone. It's from 1 to 4 p.m. And it's really just a lot of fun. Even if you have gotten married already or planning an anniversary party, it's a great time to come out and really see what these vendors who welcome us with open arms. And we know that in the news, there's vendors out there, wedding vendors that don't want to do business with our community, and these guys here are vendors that do welcome us with open arms. And we're talking about a variety of vendors too. So you're looking at really almost anything that you can think of in the wedding party, in the wedding industry. We have vendors that come in and will do cake bakers to caterers to photographers, florists, limo drivers, DJs. I have a whole list here. Decorators, of course, wedding planners will be there to help us plan everything from the beginning to the end. Several venues will be there, officiants, and in addition, we also really booked this as not only an expo for wedding, but we also have a in the West Wing foyer of the hotel, which is right in front the pre-area. We have the Business Connection community marketplace, and in that space we have businesses that are not in the wedding industry but want to be involved in the event, and so it's real estate agents and accountants and that kind of thing. That it's really set up as a little business expo.
So you can go in there and find out who's going to marry you, and come out and find who's going to buy your new house as a
That's
married
right.
couple, right?
LGBTQ friendly.
Absolutely, and that's one of the main points. Our first LGBT wedding expo was right after marriage equality in 2015. It was like a month after, and it was just an amazing event. We had like 5 TV crews there filming. Yeah. And Jeff, you was there. How was the first expo?
That was good. I had a blast. It's like they had free cake. They had.
That's very
the important
part,
huh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cake is very important.
That's right. That's right. So at this expo, we will have. We're hoping to have over 75 vendors that welcome our community. So this is really a major event with rows and rows of vendors. It's a typical expo kind of style, but we do it a little differently. The walls in the expo are shorter to open up the space. They will be. We have a celebrity. MC, Donnie Brown, will be there to MC for us once again, a great guy. And he will be flanked on either side by trumpeters. So it's going to be a lot of fun. You'll hear these blast of trumpets out there. And Donnie will be like, all right, they're all for me. That's it, But yeah, he's a lot of fun, and he's returning to be our MC for the event, and we're excited about that.
Does it cost for the public to get in?
Thanks for asking. No, it's a free event, but you do have to pre-register. And if you go to dallasvoice.com/weddings, you can get the link to it, or look in this week's Dallas Voice on the back cover. There is a link here to the Eventbrite page, and it's a couple of questions. When are you getting married, or are you getting married, and that kind of thing to answer.
So there's if you go to dallasvoice.com on the homepage, I believe it's the upper right-hand corner, and you'll see a thing you can click that'll take you there, a link.
That's right.
That will take you right here to register.
So some other fun things about this event. There will be a cash bar. There will be mimosas, and there will be
I
free
like drinks.
Absolutely. So yeah, and so we actually are taking up 2 ballrooms. We have the Coronado Ballroom, which is the major ballroom for the wedding exhibitors. We also have the Coronado Ballroom, the Cortez Ballroom across the foyer there. And what we're doing there is setting it up as a reception area. So there'll be high top tables. There'll be a live 11-piece band. The band is called
Cool.
No Limits.
Okay, cool.
And they'll be there as well. We'll have a cash bar in that room. There'll be a green screen and a step and repeat thing as well in there. So it's really going to be a cool place where
It's a party.
it's a party.
It's a party, yeah.
Exactly.
Like you
Brandy
sound,
knows what we're
yeah,
talking
it
about.
sounds like a party.
That's why we call it Wedding Expo and Party.
That's right.
Or
Wedding
wedding
party
and
expo.
expo. It's not just one thing. It's all of it together.
That's
This is-
exactly right.
This is our third one, right?
It is. This is our third one. This is an annual event for us. And, as a media company, one of the things that we are doing is really, it's what I call as an evolution. When we started this publication, this company 33 years ago, we were just a newspaper. And today we're much more than just a newspaper. We're really a
Exactly.
media company because there's a lot more ways people get the news today.
Yeah.
And so for us, we had to really rethink our business plan and look at alternate ways to look at getting revenue and really serving the community. And when marriage equality hit, we thought this is perfect for us because we're poised to do well with putting on an event like this. We have
Exactly.
access to advertisers through the people that advertise with us in The Voice. So we have access to the exhibitors. And we have ways to get the message out through all of the ways that Tammy Nash and her team of editorial folks get the news out, which is through the printed version of Dallas Voice, the online version of Dallas Voice, and the mobile version, and also social media.
And now this.
And
Now this
Exactly.
DVTV video. There will be the DVTV on the scene video crew will be there,
That's right.
and that's going to be
Brandy,
Brandy,
I hope
I
you
here.
too,
know.
right?
I'm super
Is it gonna-
excited.
are
It's
gonna be
going to
there?
be my first time. I'm going to just kind of, get the feel for
Mhm.
everything.
We're
going to
put her to work all the time
I'm sure
now,
there's going to be some kind of poker face game or something that I'm going to have to play.
and then we'll have Brad Pritchett will be there
Brad
too,
will be there,
and
right.
Brian Kennedy doing the filming. So we're going to have a crew there for that too.
And I'm excited. This is my first one. I've never been, so I'm super excited. I'm hoping that my wife can come with me because we did a small wedding. It was just me, her sister, and so we're planning a big party in December that I want to have here at Spayse Studios, Israel
Cool.
Luna. And so
Israel's
I'm
over
really
there.
excited about going to this and seeing and meeting all these people who are LGBTQ friendly, because that's a big thing for me and my partners. I want to make sure that I'm supporting the businesses that are supporting us. So thank you all very much for putting this on and making my job that much easier.
And what you said there is really what we're looking at. So this is not only for weddings, but it's designed for anniversaries as well, and parties and events that you want to hold, because these exhibitors do all that.
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
lighting an event to catering the event to the venues and it's
Exactly.
all that kind of stuff that's involved with it. Yeah. So it's usually a lot of fun, and this is a little different than a bridal show. So this may be your first wedding expo, but this is different than a bridal show. Bridal shows are usually designed differently for younger.
Yeah, that's what I had in my head when I
yeah.
first saw this. I was like, oh, it's kind of like a bridal expo but it's
Yeah,
not.
most of our
No, we're gay.
Of
It's
course, I
different.
know. I was
Exactly.
gonna. I was like,
it's a
yeah,
party.
I love it.
Yeah. So no, the bridal shows are very different because the audience is usually younger with their mom and family going to plan a wedding in years to come. With this, our folks are ready to buy today.
Yeah.
And most of our exhibitors come away from this event with business, and that speaks a lot.
We can go as the public. We can go as visitors just by pre-registering. We don't have to pay. But talk about if we have some vendors out there who haven't gotten registered yet. Who do they need to talk to about?
Absolutely. Thank you, Tammy, for reminding me about that, because we do have a few exhibit booths available in both the wedding ballroom and also out front as well. But if you're a vendor and you're interested in a booth, an exhibit booth, please give us a call at Dallas Voice, 214 754-8710,
Yes.
extension 126. So we have a specific line set up hotline set up for those that are interested.
And that's 126 on the extension, right?
126,
Okay.
correct. Yeah,
And if you can't remember extension 126, dial an extension. Somebody will get you to the right person.
Absolutely. That's exactly right. I do want to thank our sponsors for this event, too. Of course, Scott Farr over at the Hilton Anatole Hotel has been an amazing guy to work with and very accommodating. And a very special day, which is a big sponsor of our main stage.
Okay.
They'll be DJing there, and they do a host of things, more than just DJing, but they're doing our pipe and drape as well. PSAV does our sound and electricity. We'll have a florist there that will put flowers everywhere for us.
Cibola. isn't it?
Cibola Fine Flowers. And of course, Carol Marks Music is providing the trumpeters, and Donnie Brown is our MC. So we're really thankful that we have a lot of support from the community that to help put this on.
Good, and I'm sure that I'm glad that I'm part of a organization like this that wants to do something like this for the community. Because this is a money-making effort for us because we got to have money to keep going. But at the same time, this is something that Leo and our other owner Terry Thompson have done because they care about the community and we care about the community as a company. And so we want to give you guys resources, and we hope that you'll come and take advantage of all that and register today.
Absolutely. Please go online and register.
We got to make sure there's enough mimosas to go around.
That's very important because I will drink them all.
Jeff,
Brad and I together are going to be very busy.
That's right. Jeff, any final words?
Join us for free cake.
All right.
Join us
I
for
love
free
that.
cake.
I
Yes.
love that.
All right. Thank you for being here, Leo. We
You're
appreciate
very
it.
welcome.
Yes,
You're
All
very
right.
thank you.
welcome.
We're going to take a break now. It's we're right on time for our first break, but we'll be back in a minute, and we're going to keep
3, 2,
talking.
1. That's great.
All right. Y'all come back. We'll see you in a minute.
Professional fit.
All right.
That was perfect.
In the old days, when you wanted a home or auto insurance quote, you called an insurance agency and they would give you a quote from the company they represented. But when you call the Stephen Graves Insurance Agency, Stephen gets quotes from all the companies he represents, bringing you the best coverage at the best possible price. For home or auto,
call 877-599-0808. Stephen Graves Insurance.
Okay, we're back after that little break. Have we got? Okay, switch out our background there, so we have our pets. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff that's going on in the paper and in the community this week. The first thing I want to talk about is the grand marshals for the Pride Parade in September. The Allen Ross, Texas Freedom Parade, September on a Sunday. The third Sunday.
Now, what's the definition of Grand Marshal? It means what?
It means they're kind of the person that gets to lead the parade and
Sort of like a centerpiece of the parade kind of thing?
Kind of like they're just somebody that's honored. You know, we're honoring them. We're calling them our grand marshals. You know, we're honoring them with this recognition, and basically it means they get to ride down the street in a carriage.
Got it.
So how do you choose who's going to be?
Okay, now, the Dallas Tavern Guild puts on the parade each year, right?
Right.
So it used to be that the Dallas Tavern Guild each year voted on who they wanted. The members of the Tavern Guild voted on who they wanted to be grand marshals. They would choose two. For a while, they would choose two and an honorary grand marshal, too. So they've changed it, and I can't tell you exactly when they changed it, but between, say, 2012 and 2014, I believe, they changed it. So on the Dallas Pride website, it used to be the Tavern Guild website. Now it's called DallasPride.org, I think. They open it up for nominations. And anybody that wants to can go in there and nominate somebody for Grand Marshal.
So we could nominate each other?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
But then the Tavern Guild officials go back through, the Pride Committee goes back through at a certain date. They open the nominations, then they close the nominations. After it's closed, they go and say, okay, this person was nominated this many times, this many different people. So they choose the ones who got the most nominations. This year it's narrowed down to 6 people, and then they open up voting. So you have 6 options, and you go in and you vote for the 2 that you would like to see as Grand Marshal.
So now, I'm sorry, go ahead. Can these 6 people now sort of campaign to become Grand Marshal?
I suppose they can. Yeah.
Okay.
They could say, hey, y'all, I'm up for Grand Marshal.
Right, vote for
Go
me.
vote for me. Yeah.
So is it like the people's choice? So whoever gets the most nominations at the end, the top 2 are
Well,
going...
you have six people who are nominated.
Right.
And whoever gets the most votes among those, the 2 that get the most
Are the
votes
Grand
are the
Marshals.
Grand Marshals.
Oh, cool. So
All right.
the Tavern Guild has left it completely up to the
It's
people.
up to the community now.
Awesome. Your vote really
Okay.
does count.
And yes, it actually does.
Awesome.
Maybe, people complained, it's all about Tavern Guild, only the Tavern Guild people and the people they know.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that
Used
that's
to
how
be
the
that
Grand
way,
Marshals were
but
chosen.
that's how they did it. But now they've opened it up, so they represent the community and what the community wants. The nominees this year are Jelinski Brown,
Love him.
works for the Resource Center, Leanne Locken, who is one of the Real Housewives of Dallas, Michael LeMasters.
Yay. Like him too.
Yeah, Michael. He was in the Mr. US of A.
Yeah, he was. He's a former Mr. Gay US of A,
Yeah.
and he was in the Gay America pageant. That
Yeah.
just happened.
And Shaniqua Williams, I think she goes by Queen or Shaniqua Williams. Omar Narvaez, who is on the city council now, the first openly gay city council member in quite a while.
That-
And the 6th one is Nicole O'Hara Monroe. Let's see. Let me find their names here.
It's a lot of diversity. I like that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
there
really
is-
diverse. I like that.
Yeah, there are, out of the 6 people, 5 are people of color.
Yeah.
And 1 is straight. What? No! I know. All right, let's see. Omar Narvaez became the first openly gay person elected to the city council in 10 years. That was in the runoff in June. He's one of the few people who beat an incumbent. He works for Lambda Legal and has served as president of Stonewall Democrats of Dallas. Nicole O'Hara Monroe bartends at Zippers and is a show hostess at Marty's Live. She's a strong activist and educator for transgender rights and currently works with a new trans movement and an LGBTQ youth group.
You have a question
I have
on,
a question. What's my question? Hi,
on
Chad.
Facebook. Chad Mantooth, which is an amazing last name, by the way. He says,
For an amazing man.
yeah.
Yes.
He says, can I write myself in as a write-in vote for Grand Marshal?
I don't know, Chad Mantooth, if they have a write-in ballot. I would suggest you go and see. Silly man. You could have nominated yourself if you'd gone
When the
in
process
earlier.
was open,
but
correct.
nominations are ended
Are
now.
done.
Okay.
All right, Jelinski. Well, now let's see. Queen Taz, or Shaniqua Williams, is a survivor of the July 7 protest that ended in the shooting of DPD and DART officers, a bisexual woman who supports the LGBT community and is a strong and powerful voice for equality and acceptance in our city. She's a mother, a rapper, a singer, a songwriter, Prez of Boss and Up, CC, Prez of Life is Valuable. I don't know her, so that's someone I need to meet then. Jelinski, we talked about, he works for Resource Center, is the Empowerment Programs Manager and co-manager of the HIV and STD Prevention and Treatment Services. And he serves on the Mayor's LGBT Task Force. Michael Hayes, also known as Michael LeMasters, is involved with Gay Bingo. He's a former Mr. Gay Highland Park, Mr. Gay Texas US of A, and Mr. Gay Mid-Atlantic US of A, as well as a national title holder for Mr. Gay US of A. He's regional college recruiter, and he speaks to students on shaping and building their futures. Leanne Locken is one of the stars of Real Housewives of Dallas, and she, during the show's first season, she kind of took on Legacy Counseling Center and Hope Founders Cottage as a project, and they raised tons of money for HIV and AIDS causes. I know that she and Brad recently emceed AIDS Outreach Center's big fundraiser.
I'm glad that there's a little bio on them, because when you out of all of those people, when you mentioned the housewife, I thought, why is she on there?
Yeah, and that's why.
Outside of being just a reality star, and so this is
She's
really
done
nice to know.
She straight white woman, but you know what? She's done some work in our community, and I believe she actually was recently. Yeah, she was Grand Marshal at the Key West Pride Parade.
Cool, good for her. She's doing
so.
Good stuff.
That's the voting for the Grand Marshals is open right now.
So I don't know if you would know this or not, but how do other cities choose their Grand Marshals?
I was wondering that too.
I don't know that.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't know.
If they just pick, I was wondering that.
Well, because I know there for a while, it was more celebrity based. Like, hey, Bruce Valanche or
Lady Bunny.
Lady Bunny.
Yeah.
You
Those
know,
have been
now-
Bruce Valanche. I think last year or year before was Ty Herndon, the country western singer. They
I have a
nominate those
story
folks.
about him, but I can't say it on Dallas.
Save that for Don't Panic. Those celebrity type people, those have been honorary Grand Marshals. And that's just somebody the Tavern Guild says, okay, we want to recognize this person who's done some things for us.
Right.
So
the Grand Marshals are more like they have things under their belt, like that they've done stuff or doing
those
things.
are more
That's good.
local community oriented folks that are being honored by the community, but through a community vote. So also on the 22nd and am I right? 22nd and the 29th, they're going to be holding auditions at the Rose Room at S4 for people who have talent and want to be on the community stage during the Pride Festival. In case y'all have forgotten, this year we have a 2-day Pride Festival in September. We have the festival in Rivershawn Park on Saturday, and then we have the parade on Sunday afternoon. So there's going to be 2 stages for entertainment at the festival, and one of them is going to be more big name entertainment, and one is going to be local entertainment, and they're having auditions for people who want to participate.
Nice.
So.
Now, when they say a talent, like audition for talent, what kind of talent are they looking for? Anything, or does it have to be singing, or do you know?
That's in this article here. Let me read it.
Okay.
Because David wrote this. It says, we're open to any talent. This is Michael Doman, his executive director.
That's dangerous, Brandy, isn't it?
It is.
Any talent.
Well, they're going to have I'm sure, like in an audition pro, they're going to be like, cut, you're not going to get on stage.
But we can still audition.
Please put your
yes,
please
please
put your
do.
clothes on and leave now.
Because we have performance artist kind of things and just, anything.
They're
It's
open
talent.
to that. It's a variety of acts: dance, drag, stand-up comedy, 2 or 3 actors doing a scene, acoustic groups. They don't have the technical resources for a large band. If you have a guitar and a drum or something like that, they can set you up. But because it's in the park, they don't have the. I don't think they have like the electrical connections for a big band production thing. But other than that, it says they're open to just about anything that you can do, as long, I imagine, as it's legal.
Well, Israel, that
God,
knocks your
no.
talent out.
That leaves me out.
But get your G-string, work
Yeah,
the pole.
right.
I don't know.
That sounds good. And you know what? Even though it moved from Lee Park to Reverchon, I think that it's working out just fine. It was a smooth transition.
I still haven't gone to the Pride at River Sean yet.
Really, it's really
Yeah,
nice.
I haven't yet.
The setup and everything.
Yeah, they had to do it because I know a lot of people were upset because they started fencing the park and charging an admission fee, but really they have to do that just to break even because the fencing was a city requirement, and the fee they have to pay for the fencing, they have to pay for the security, so they have, there's expenses that come along with a production like that.
They will make more money if they accept credit cards everywhere in there. All booths should accept credit cards, people, instead of just cash. People don't carry cash in Dallas.
Yeah, I don't carry cash.
That's
they
it.
not?
There you go, Dallas Pride Committee. Pay attention.
Yeah, I mean, I'm serious.
Get that square.
I would have spent at least $100 if they had taken a card, but I had no money, no cash money, and I had to go to like my close friends and say, "Does anybody have $20?" And no one did, and one person had $20. So I was like, "All right, well, this is gonna have to last me all day," as opposed to if everyone just took credit cards.
Yeah, I don't know how they work that.
Yeah.
But you can, go to their website, give them a suggestion there. Hang on. Make sure I got no more questions here. What else?
About the
We're working on something special.
I know I was going to get ready to say, can we give like a little preview that we might?
We're working on something special for our Pride Weekend show.
Very special.
right.
We're hoping
the
that
OG
we're going to be
crew
able.
is working on
Yeah?
something very special.
Yeah, so y'all pay attention and be here in September. I hope it's going to be. I hope we can work it out and it's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
So.
And it involves you guys.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So, clock is telling me I got to take a break. We'll be back in a little bit. Okay.
All right. When are we gonna?
In the old days, when you wanted a home or auto insurance quote, you called an insurance agency and they would give you a quote from the company they represented. But when you call the Stephen Graves Insurance Agency, Stephen gets quotes from all the companies he represents, bringing you the best coverage at the best possible price. For home or auto,
Call 877-599-0808. Stephen Graves Insurance.
Okay, hi everybody, welcome back. This is going to be, look there, this is going to be the fun part. This week's issue of Dallas Voice is our annual Pamper Your Pets issue. And so we have a very pampered pet. Here is a special guest. Y'all, this is Wellington. This is Israel's baby, Wellington.
He's
my
fat. Look
God.
at him.
He's a sweet boy, Daddy.
How old is Wellington?
He is 7.
How long have you had him?
I got him like 8 weeks after he was born. From
He
a
was
breeder.
Wow.
tiny.
Yeah, he was a Christmas present.
He's so sweet. He used to come visit me at my office and sleep on my shoulder.
And toot all the time. Remember?
That too. Yeah, that's true. He
He
Wellington,
had
did.
some
do you have a
smelly
tooting
doggy
problem?
toots. Not anymore, but
No.
he did. But he did.
But he was a baby. Babies are like that.
So what's his favorite thing? What do you do to pamper him?
He loves playing tug of war. He
Uh-huh.
has little. He has a toy that's like almost like a braid of tough string,
Uh-huh.
and he loves to growl at you, and you pull it, and he loves it, and then I like pull it up, and he just kind of hangs there, still holding it with his teeth.
What's his favorite treat?
Anything.
That
Look
sounds
at him.
like Simon. Yeah, that's all right.
See, because I have 2 dogs, and she's very picky about eating like
Maddie.
like
Maddie is the other one.
like vegetables and stuff. Oh, he doesn't care. Put it in front of his mouth. Bah, he's gonna eat it.
Oh, it's a
But
hard life,
Can you
isn't it?
tell? Look, because he's big and fat.
You're gonna have to go with. This is one of the stories that we have in the paper this week. It's called. It's a new dog toy. It's called Go Bone. It's called the Go Bone, and you can. It's mechanical, and it'll just roll around by itself and get them to play with it, or you can control it with your iPhone.
Ooh,
Program it
that's
with
a
your
good
iPhone. So
time.
when you're not home and they need to play, you can make it come on and it roll. You know,
Oh,
they chase it around. It's
that's
on-
kind of cool.
You can read about it on page 11. Chris Watts, do y'all know Chris Watts at Petropolitan? He's one of the biggest advocates for animal welfare that we have around here. And it's a gay man. He has Petropolitan in, it's in Oak Cliff now. But he's really great. And he found this guy named Santiago Gutierrez who designed this. He's an engineer, and he designed this toy. So Chris is helping him market. So read about it. It's great. I mean,
I think Wellington says he wants one.
he probably
so.
does.
Yes, he's paying really close attention to every word that Tammy's saying.
Yeah, and he's not
And
quiet.
me
Can you
too.
tell
No.
he's snorting and
Well, that's
breathing?
what he's
and
supposed to do. He is a French bulldog, y'all, in case y'all didn't know that.
Yes.
Wellington is special. We did not punch the button. That means I can
Oh.
talk as long as I want.
We were so worried about Wellington.
I know.
Because
But,
it's a pet issue. And, so
And
we're
it
showing
is the
off all
pet
our
issue.
pets.
And another thing in the pet issue this week, we have a story about the SPCA of Texas. Y'all, that organization is amazing.
Yeah.
It started here as Dallas Humane Society in 1938, and it's been around ever since. It's amazing what they do. I mean, you think about, I need to adopt an animal. I'm going to go to the SPCA. You can do that. You can get a dog or a cat, but they have livestock. They have horses. They have pigs. They have.
Speaking of pigs, he looks like a little piglet, doesn't he?
Yeah, and they got small mammals like guinea pigs and stuff like that. In addition to all the dogs and the cats, and you can adopt all those. You can. They have a really cool program that's part of their volunteer program. You register as a volunteer.
Wellington is not camera shy.
He's slowly wanting to get on the table.
Once you get registered as a volunteer, that you can participate in their foster program that's called Borrow a Buddy. So like maybe you love animals, but you can't really have a dog full time for whatever reason. But as long as you're registered as a volunteer, you can foster through the Borrow a Buddy program, and like you just go check out a dog for the night or for the weekend.
Can you do that with children?
I'll give you mine. They're not real little anymore, but we'll work something out.
That's really awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. And of course, if you register as a volunteer, you can foster long term.
Yeah.
I'm willing to put Wellington on that foster program, but keep him.
Oh, he didn't like that. He didn't like that. Aww.
Daddy. But
It's the Taco Bell, isn't it?
I've always wanted to foster. I want to have lots of animals and foster and help all the animals in the world. But I think I would fall in love with them, and I
not
would
wanna
want.
get-
I would want all of them, and that's the only thing that's keeping me from fostering is I wouldn't want to give them up.
see, that's the thing I think is good about this program. Volunteer for the SPCA. Do the borrow a buddy foster or foster with them. But borrow a buddy, take the dog home for the weekend,
Yes,
fall in
yes,
love,
yes,
and then
yeah.
when you take it back, you can go visit him anytime.
Yeah, or just keep them.
Or just
Yeah.
Or just keep them.
Oh, and which reminds me, through the first part of September, I can't remember the exact date, but all the pet adoptions except for livestock and the small mammals, all the dogs and cats are $25 to adopt, and that includes all their age-appropriate vaccinations and
Oh, that's good.
being spayed and neutered and microchipped.
Those cost
They
money.
do cost a
Yeah,
whole lot.
I mean, I think for a puppy under a certain age, the usual cost is like $250.
Yeah.
But all of them are $25 for the summer. And I remember reading on Facebook that the Fort Worth City shelter, I think, is full. So I think maybe they're adopting animals for maybe $15 right now.
Yeah.
There's a very low rate right now because they have animals in the shelter. After 4th of July, a lot of dogs get lost.
I read that,
Because of that.
because they don't like the fireworks and stuff, so they run away.
Terrifies
If they're
my-
it terrifies them, and so there's always an influx at pet shelters after July 4th, and that breaks my heart. I would be searching if Simon got lost or any of one of our kids, I'd be searching for them.
And what's funny is I was thinking of now popping fireworks right next to Wellington so he can run away.
Wellington, cover your ears. Cover your ears.
You got it aimed in the right direction for a nice smelly toot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get in, baby. But you've got pets? Tell me about your pets.
We have a Shih Tzu. Who's
Can you say that on the
a
air?
Can I say that on the
we say
Dallas
that.
voice?
We'd say that all the time.
He's 12 years old. Hi. And then we also have a cat who's also 11. And then we have a lab mix who's about 12. And so they're all senior citizens, and we have stairs. And so they're having some problems going up and down the stairs. They're getting a little old. So we can carry one, but the big lab mix, is 80 pounds. There's just no way that that's going to happen.
Now, those are big dogs,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, he's really big. But they're big old love bugs. The Shih Tzu has an attitude, and the lab just wants to go everywhere Candace goes. Like he would follow her to JR's if he could. So.
See, I think we're the stereotype because the stereotype is, gay men have little foo-foo dogs like this, and then lesbians have dogs that are part wolf.
Yeah, and really Zen is part wolf, but no, he's really not, but he looks like he is.
That happened.
Hey,
Well,
he said
alrighty
I'm
then.
smarter than you. Oh, he wants to show off his derriere. He's modeling.
Can he twerk?
Come here, goofball.
Twerk.
Come here, goofball.
But we all love our pets. And if you haven't checked out this week on the Dallas Voice, they've got some really great photos. And I was just telling Tammy that I'm a little upset that I didn't send one in of Simon and Zen and Candace and I. On pages 32 through 35, there's all these amazing photos of people and their pets. And there's a special guest. If you've fallen in love with Wellington on the show, on page 35, this top second from the left is Wellington and Israel. And who's this other person?
I told you I was putting there.
I forgot.
So who's this little guy?
That's
Maddie.
Okay, so that's Maddie.
Okay. Are they brothers?
Well, they were raised together, so I say that they're brother and sister. Maddie was a rescue. When I met Lars and I were together for about 5 years. We're still very good friends. He has a new husband. And Maddie and Wellington were just reunited because she had to have leg surgery. And so he kept her to help heal because when they're together, they love to play. So then he brought her back. Yeah, so now they're reunited.
Wellington used to come stay with us when Israel had to go out of town, and we used to have a gigantic golden retriever named Harley. And he was little bitty, and she was great big. And she would get down on the floor so that she was little like him, and they would play, and he would run, and he would bark. And then he gave the cat a psychotic break. Cat was never right after that.
He does that to people. He did it to me too. Yep, psychotic
But
breaks. all the
he
time.
was just having so much fun running up and down the hall, and he's like running down the hall, and the cat happened to walk out of the bedroom at the same time, and the cat's like, "What the hell is that?"
And how many
he's like,
animals? How many animals do you
Too
have?
many. We have too many. we have a tiny kitten that was a rescue just recently. We have 3 dachshunds that belong to my older son. That basically were rescues. Mommy and Daddy were rescues, and baby came along unexpectedly before we could handle that. And then Sandra has a gigantic mutt named Aragon. He's like part lab, and I think maybe some pit bull.
That is such a perfect name for a huge dog.
Aragon.
Yeah.
He's a big blonde dog. And then we have Akasha, the German Shepherd from hell. And she's way too smart. And
Well, I can't picture anything named Akasha being low maintenance.
Oh no, Queen of the Damned.
Or
Exactly.
Wellington.
And but they're both, Akasha and Aragon are both probably around 100 pounds. They're big dogs.
Whoa.
And Akasha poor baby is absolutely terrified of thunder and fireworks.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
spent July 4th night sleeping on the floor beside her.
Yeah, I did
Aw,
that
you're
too
such a
with-
good mom.
with Simon and
Such a
Zen.
good dad.
But yeah, they're all good dogs.
Oh, well, hello. Did you want to say hello to me?
Did she have
Is
burritos
it my lip
too?
gloss? Is it my
It's
lip
cool.
gloss?
Your
Are you
lip gloss is
lesbian?
pop.
What that
No,
reminds
wait,
me.
you're a boy.
The boy.
Oh, okay. Oh,
They
you're
can be
straight.
lesbian sometimes too. That reminds me, one of the things about SPCA, because we recently we'd had a Chihuahua named Tinkerbell. We had a Chihuahua named Tinkerbell that we had all her life, and we lost her in May.
Aww.
And then almost a month to the day later, our psychotic cat died too. So I think he had a stroke. He was never right. He really
Aw,
wasn't.
psychotic or not, you still loved him.
I did love him. He was goofy and weird, but he was our cat. But we lost him. But SPCA of Texas has a program for grief counseling
That's
for people
so
who've
awesome.
lost their pets. Because our pets, we have them for a long time.
They're your kids.
Yeah,
They're
they're
our
your
kids. They're our family,
Yeah.
and people grieve tremendously.
That's good to know.
So they do have that program too. There are other programs.
Is that on their website?
Yeah, go to their spca.org. There's a huge website with all kinds of information, all their programs. And one more thing, and that would probably have exceeded our 12 minutes for this segment. But also in our pet issue, dang it, where is it? David Taffet has a story here about how you can adopt animals at the zoo.
Oh, wow.
Dallas Zoo and Fort Worth Zoo. Fort Worth Zoo, by the way, is one of the top 5 in
Yeah.
the nation. They have programs where you adopt an animal, and that means basically that you have a donation of a certain amount, and that donation helps feed and care for that animal
Oh, that's awesome.
for a while, and you get a little plush, like you adopt the hippo. You get a little stuffed hippo and
Oh, that's
stuff like
cute.
that. So
He likes you.
loves me.
He likes girls.
You love me.
Now, Maddie's a lesbian, but he's straight.
You are so sweet.
he's a doll. So I think that Israel forgot to hit the
Yeah,
timer.
I forgot. It should be about 12 minutes.
We're probably pretty close to 12 minutes. We're going to say 12 minutes. So we're going to take a break now. We'll be back in
Puppy
just a few
kisses.
minutes.
Puppy.
Hula. Hey, everybody, we're back. I just realized we have not even gone over the agenda for this week. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm going to mention real quick. Lilith Gray is going to be emceeing Polly Dallas Millennium's Voyeurotic Carnival tonight. So pick up the paper, look on page 8, check out the agenda, see everything that's going on. Yes.
So last weekend was Beyond Vanilla, and this one is what?
Polly Dallas.
Polly Dallas
Love
about
controversy.
Polyamory. And
wow, I am so impressed with Dallas.
I am
I
too.
know,
I
I
am
know.
too.
But right now we're going to talk. I want you guys to go and check out the agenda on your own. There's a lot of stuff, but I want to talk. Oh, and the calendar in the back as well. That's arts and entertainment listings in the back. I want to talk a little bit about a really sad story that's in the paper this week. It's about a man named Lee Covington. He was executive assistant to the pastor at Cathedral of Hope, and he was murdered last weekend. I think late Friday afternoon he was found dead. So it would have probably happened overnight. They already have someone arrested. From what I understand, some neighbors in his condo complex noticed a man walking around, and they were a little suspicious. And so when the man was leaving, they wrote down his license plate. And then some friends came over, and they found Mr. Covington in his apartment. He had suffocated to death because the guy had tied him up, I think, but put duct tape across his face, and he was unable to breathe. And apparently the friends told the police, there's some things missing. One of the things missing is Lee's Rolex watch. So, we know that's missing. And apparently this guy intended to continue his robbery because he showed back up at the house. People saw him driving back up with
a U-Haul, right?
Yeah, I had heard.
Yeah.
I had heard the U-Haul.
So they found him, but and I do not know the specifics on this because police are not releasing it, and I think that's perfectly fine. But they met through Craigslist, and that's what I know. That's how Mr. Covington and Yevon Rushing, who was 22, met, was through Craigslist. And everybody who knew Lee Covington, when you read the story, they talk about what a wonderful person he was. I think you knew him.
Yeah, I mean, when I worked at the Resource Center, him and I would get together whenever there was meetings, or CC Cox, who's the CEO of Resource Center, needed the space, especially when we were in the capital campaign, and we needed a space to meet while we were renovating our old building before he went into the new one. And so, I mean, he was just the sweetest person, so helpful. And so when you hear stories like this, it strikes you, A, how short life really is, and that, B, like, it really can happen at any moment, at any time, to anyone.
To anyone.
Yeah.
Have they released if the man was straight and like tried to sort of trap him, or do you know any of those?
They're not
details?
talking about that.
details.
They're not. The police. I believe there's some details, but
But
I believe the suspect has given them some sort of statement, but the police have chosen not to release that. It's because it's not. This is a man who's been murdered, and so they're trying to keep all those, anything that people might consider salacious details that might be associated. They're not releasing all that information, and first of all, I want to say it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he met this guy because he was going to buy a cell phone. Hey, I've got a cell phone, and this guy said he wanted to buy it and showed up and did this, or if it were something else. It doesn't matter because someone has been killed, and that's what
That is true.
what
Yeah,
does
that's-
matter.
yeah.
So we have to.
Yeah. Well, I
Pay
mean,
attention.
I agree, but I also think to myself, let's just say I'm asking for a friend, but sometimes friends of mine, get on Craigslist. If there was something that might trigger something that we say, oh, you know what, I've seen a similar ad, I'm going to stay away from it because it sounds similar, would be kind of helpful to know.
That's also very true. Yeah.
Also,
know,
but one of
because
the
it's-
things, and that's one of the things that I wanted us to talk about, and this is beyond this case, not specific to this case anymore, but just talking about meeting people on Craigslist for whatever reason. Come on, people. We're not stupid.
I
You
don't know
can
if I
look
would
at an
do it.
ad
Yeah.
and know. I mean, I buy things on Craigslist. I've sold things on Craigslist. Being married, thankfully, I don't need escorts from Craigslist, but people do, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not your sex police. I don't care.
We had one guy that came in looking for office space because he saw my ad on Craigslist.
Exactly. You know, and whatever the reason is, but we got to be smart. You know,
we
I
was
be smart.
When I was still with Lars, we were selling our old iPhone cases, our own old iPhones to get the new iPhone that had come out. And this woman had responded to our Craigslist ad, and she had parked the car. She's like, "I'm here," and I said, "Okay." And so she walked up to me and she said, "Oh, do you want to go inside?" And I said, "Sure." But I thought to myself, she was this little petite Asian girl, and I thought
She's probably the
why
ninja queen with
Yeah.
some throwing
Right.
stars.
But I kept thinking, why? I mean, that's fine. You're lucky that it's me, but you would walk into a stranger's house knowing that it's two males selling their phone. Now, of course, the transaction went well,
she
but I
saw
thought we
you
could
and
have
she's
been
like, "Pussy queen, I can get him."
exactly. I can handle this queen.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but at that moment I thought, no, be smarter than that. It could have been someone else.
Yeah.
There's where did I see this? Police were looking for it was a picture of a young man who met somebody, and I don't even remember where it was now. I saw it on Facebook or on the internet somewhere where they were putting this. Have you seen this person? He went to buy a cell phone from somebody and beat the crap out of the guy. You know? Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter if you're buying or if you're selling or what you're buying or selling.
You have to be street smart about it, because if you're
smart.
especially if you're going to sell something of a certain money amount, like something expensive, tell them, "I will meet you at this Starbucks that's completely busy
Yeah.
in the
Yes.
middle of the Starbucks." Do it that way. Don't say, "Yeah, I have this $5,000 diamond ring that I'm going to sell to you. Come over to my house." No,
Yeah.
don't do that.
Or I'm gonna meet you at the street corner of Dark and 30.
Exactly. Right.
You know, let's just
Yeah.
be smart. But and the same goes for dating apps, right?
Yeah. I don't
I'm
know
not going to
anything
say
about
any
those,
names,
yeah.
but there was a local performer last year who had a profile on one of the dating apps, and she didn't use it very often or didn't use it really at all anymore. She just hadn't deactivated it because she had a partner. And somebody said, "Hey, you need to check this out." She looked at it, and there was,
Yeah.
a person come in on her page and berating her for being transgender, and how dare she lure people in with this photo, and we did some checking, and it was right after the Pulse thing, and it's too bad
Oh,
you
I
weren't
remember.
there.
Yeah. Do you
Kinda
remember
thing.
that?
Yes.
And we did some checking, and this guy has really, it's been more than one event where this guy,
Has been hateful
mistreated.
towards. Yeah.
not just women in general, not just trans.
And it has to all do with him. It's his own little
Yeah.
thing that he's going through, the
But-
idiot.
We live in a social media world. We live in an online world. And when online intersects within real life, we got to be smart about
I
stuff.
agree.
Especially now. There's a lot of hatefulness out there
I
now.
agree.
So.
Yes.
All right. The beeping has commenced. So we're going to take a break. We'll be back to say farewell for today.
How do you?
I like to come along.
Do y'all know that song? No. Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm going to sing this song from. We might go over 2 minutes, just a little bit. Let's sing this song. Roly poly, daddy's little fatty. Something. I can't remember the rest of it, but that was a song from my childhood.
Never.
Google that shit, y'all. Look it up. I'm gonna. A lady who's commenting on our Facebook page was talking about Lee Covington. She knew him. She worked with him for several years. I think she says 6 years at the church. She said that he once anonymously, she found out later, but at the time it was anonymous, left some money on her desk because she was having a niece move in with her and needed a little extra cash to get through. So he left the money on her desk without expecting anything. And she's saying that the killer had said when they found the guy, when they arrested the guy, he had the man's Rolex. He had Mr. Covington's Rolex on him, and the killer's like, "Oh, he gave that to me. I knew him before, and he had given me this watch."
Hey, kudos for trying.
But
even
she
those
says,
dumb.
She says the Craigslist thing is also a lie. Okay, and the Craigslist was based on, I guess, what the suspect had told police. That's in the police report, but she's saying that she believes that is a lie, or that is a lie, and that Mr. Covington was in a committed relationship, and reminded us all that the investigation is ongoing. So, if folks out there who might be making assumptions,
Right, and trying to judge or something.
Yeah.
don't. But she's talking about he was a magnificent man, and there will be a celebration of his life next Saturday at 1 p.m. I've already ran out of my 2 minutes, but we're gonna wrap up now. Go ahead, Israel. Tell us what's going on.
Sure. Tonight we have rock band or Rock Spayse 9, which is we're going to be playing Rock Band on the big screen in our event room. That is tonight at 7. It's $5, but you get free pizza, and it's bring your own drink, BYOD. And then tomorrow we are having my industry mixer called Fuse. It is going to be at 12211 High Point Circle. It's going to be a big pool party. It's going to be awesome. Lots of food, lots to drink, lots of adult beverages. Can you have adult beverages with your new dog? No.
I
Okay.
have one more week.
Oh, okay. And so that's
Just in
happening.
time.
And then on Sunday, we are having what we call the High Society Sunday Brunch, which is also going to be here at Spayse Studios from 11 to 1 o'clock. It's just going to be a really, really great, nice kind of upper class kind of fancy brunch with the caterers doing a food presentation, drink presentation, and everything. So bring a loved one. It's $20.
Cool.
Howdy. I'm Brandy Marsky, and I'm a drag queen and writer, and you can find me at brandymarsky.com.
Yes. And my name's Tammy Nash. I'm managing editor for Dallas Voice and all of our associated products. Don't forget the Wedding Expo is coming up on the 23rd at the Hilton Lowe's. Go online, dallasvoice.com, find the link and register. Come see us. And as Jeff said, have some free cake.
Yes.
And
mimosas.
and
Well, they're not free, but
mimosas. There will be a cash bar. Also, next week, we have a special guest. I didn't mention this. We do have a special guest. At least one belly dancer is going to be here next week to talk to us a little bit about the belly dance community and about the Yahala Y'all workshop and shows that are coming up.
Are they going to do a little performance?
They might
They
do
totally
that for
should.
us.
Yeah.
They might do that for us.
Are you gonna pop up there and do some belly dancing too?
Sure.
Yeah.
If you do.
I totally will
Okay,
if you will.
we'll do it.
Okay,
Well,
well,
tune in
there you go.
next week.
Belly dance. So they're going to be here with us next week. And again, more of the same or new insanity. from us. So
Always.
hopefully
Always
Brad
know.
will be back with us, I think, next week too. So y'all come back and see us.
All right.
Yeah.
Have a great weekend.
Bye.